Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're in the world. This is Tyrus Bang. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy. We're right now, June 1st, 2021. On a Tuesday, I want to talk about the hack, the cyber attack on JBS's systems that caused them to shut down meat production. One-fifth of the country's beef supply shut down due to the cyber attack. This is just weeks after, they went after the pipeline. They shut the pipeline down. They did the ransomware attack on the pipeline, and that caused a lot of problems in the supplies, right? A lot of prices got raised a lot of prices. A lot of people went out and panicked and panic bought gasoline and improperly stored it in their vehicles. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of problems came from that. And now, a few weeks later, we have JBS, a large supplier of meat, shutting down their production. You know what I'm saying? So, just that quick message, man. I hope you guys are paying attention to what's going on in the world right now. They want to demonstrate that they control the resources, right? But they're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you, oh, well, this Russian crime syndicate is causing these attacks. Okay, well, we believe you. We believe you. The bottom line is this. Like a little bit of buffer to start your day. Anyway, so they're showing us just how fragile the system is, right? In terms of logistically, the supply chain. They're showing you how vulnerable it is to cyber attack, right? Showing you how vulnerable it is to cyber attacks. Now, I'm pretty sure, those people out there that are like, the global warming people, they're probably like, oh yeah, we need to shut down more of the beef production. But they don't understand what kind of issues this will cause. Because not everyone is going to want to be a vegan. Not everyone is going to want to eat crickets and fucking cicadas. Then it's not going to happen. Right? It's not going to happen. And this is why I preach so much about being self-sustainable, being self-sufficient. So when shit like this happens, you're like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? I'm good over here. But, it is what it is. You guys just got to see what's going on here. I urge you, if you're not capable of growing your own food, raising your own food, get some emergency food supplies. Stock up on it. Stock up on water. Stock up on medical supplies. Right? Who produces the raw material for the medicine that we get in this country? Right? The diabetics, the asthmatics, the people that rely on pharmacology, Western pharmacology to live a good quality of life. EpiPens, insulin, all these things. Who supplies the raw materials for most of that shit? China. We discovered that last year, right? When the Modelo 19 pandemic started. We discovered, I didn't even know that until last year, that China supplies basically damn near all the medical supplies that we get, the raw materials. Why is that? Why is it that we're relying on China to get this shit going for us? Shit, I have no idea, other than we owe China a shitload of money. China owns the United States, basically, right? We borrow a lot of money from China, just so y'all know. So, come on, man. They want us to think that some foreign, cyber crime syndicate is running around shutting down infrastructure in the United States. Who's responsible, by the way, for much of the cybersecurity in this country? Well, Israel, right? Israel handles much of the cybersecurity in this nation, particularly with the government cybersecurity systems handled by Israel. So why is it that why are we, what do they call that when you shit overseas? Why are we remote, what do they call that? Like when, you know what I'm talking about. Why are we outsourcing all of these things? Why are all these things being outsourced? Don't we have people right here in the United States that are smart enough to make sure that the cybersecurity of this nation is secure? Why are we outsourcing to Israel? Why are we outsourcing to China? Why are we outsourcing to India? Why are we outsourcing to all these countries? They have a back door to the security systems of this country. We're comfortable with that. We're comfortable with letting Israel, the Israeli government, now I'm not talking about the people of Israel, I'm talking about the government. We're comfortable with Israel having a back door to our security systems. And if so, why are we so secure? Why are we so comfortable with that? What's going on to where we're so vulnerable to these attacks? Why are we so vulnerable? And why are our systems, right? Why are our supply chains so reliant on these computer systems? Why is that? Why are we putting so much faith in these computer systems when, you know, the level of hackery has evolved exponentially? Not only that, you could have people that works for JBS and that oil company. I forgot what that oil company is. The pipeline company that supplied the most of the East Coast. Why is it that, okay, we got hacked? Well, that ain't gonna stop us. Does being hacked stop you from butchering animals? Does your cybersecurity system being hacked stop you from packing those animals, you know, the butchered animals, onto ice trucks or whatever you want to call them, refrigerator trucks, and getting them out on the road? How is it? And then they had to send employees home. So now not only are you cutting off the supply chain for 1/5 of the beef in this country, now people had to go home from work. They can't, you know what I mean? We have become so reliant on these computers and this technology that we're slaves to it. We're slaves to it. Not just our infrastructure, right? Not just the United States infrastructure, not just supply chains, but even us. Most of us would not know what to do if the internet crashed and no one had access to any internet or anything like that. We would go fucking nuts, right? Shit would break down right before your very eyes. If a solar flare hit this motherfucking country, a solar flare or an EMP hit this country and fried all these electronics that we got going on, it would take years, depending on how strong that EMP was and how wide it hit. It would take years to recover from it. It would take years. I'm sorry, guys, I can't really read y'all comments right now. I'm in traffic in LA, you know what I'm saying, at 1:45. So, you know, just I can't really read y'all comments right now. When I stop, I'll damn sure read your comments. But, you know, because normally I would do a video instead of a live stream. I would just do a recorded video, but my phone won't let me record videos. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll hit record and then it'll go for 1 second and stop. So I can't record. I got to take my phone in. I don't really care though. I don't really care. Like if all I could do was make phone calls off my phone, I'll be okay with that. I'd have to find another way to do do my content. But anyway, so we're so reliant on these computer systems. We're so reliant on this technology. Like everything that, like our electrical grid, our plumbing systems, you know what I mean? Just everything, right? The way the trains are ran, all that shit. Airplanes, right? Imagine, right? Well, it doesn't really matter. The airplane definitely does need electronics to fly. But imagine if an EMP went off and you're mid-flight, 20,000, however far in the air, 20,000 feet, whatever it is, and an EMP goes off or a solar flare goes off. You're in the middle of the motherfucking air. Boom. The electronics of that plane is fried. Nothing they can do about it. You're going down. Imagine that. We have gotten so comfortable with the comforts that they have, bestowed upon us, right? Nothing wrong with flying. Nothing wrong with flying. But, if you had a 2-prop plane like back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Didn't rely heavily on electronics, you know what I'm saying? Like, fine electronics, that's the issue. Fine electronics. That's what really would fry if there was a solar flare EMP. It's time to start thinking primitive, y'all. It really is. It's time to start thinking primitive. It's time to start thinking, you know what? My next car, I want to get like a 1980s Chevy something. You know what I'm saying? Where if there was a solar flare or something like that, all you had to do is change out the solenoid. Boom, you good to go. Damn it. Shit, buffering the shit out of my shit today, huh? Anyway, what we need to do if we have a vehicle, all those complicated and all that shit, what we need to do, right? Find out what parts your car needs in case it's hit by an EMP. I've actually researched it. I know what parts I need. I just had to go buy them. So you buy those parts, put them in some Mylar bags, right? To protect them from static, electricity, from electromagnetic pulses, keep them stored somewhere. And if the shit happens, boom, replace the parts and get your shit back going again. So, I mean, we need to start, but outside of that, we really need to start thinking how we can live primitively, right? Will we survive what our ancestors survived just 50, 60 years ago, right? Go back 50, 60 years. See how people were living without fine electronics, without this, without that, mechanical shit, right? A lot of gasoline engines and shit like that, where you didn't need onboard computers to make the shit go. Think land ownership. I always say that. Think land ownership. Think growing your own food. Think raising your own animals. Get some chickens. Get some quail. Get some horses. Get a jackass, right? Get some oxen. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it sounds simple when you say it, but of course it's going to take hard work. It's going to take hard work. It'll be the hardest work you've ever done. But at the end of the day, you know that you'll be okay if shit goes down. You'll be okay as far as, being able to live your life as you always have if the grid goes down. The grid goes down, you'll be okay. You got your land, you got your animals, you got your plants, right? You got your irrigation going on. You have your septic tank. You know what I'm saying? You have everything you need. You're set. You have your solar panels, right? That you're not even going to use those until it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they're covered. Boom. Shit goes down. Get it cracking. These are the things. The reason I say all these things is because of what happened. What we just found out today about that shit being hacked. Right? The system, and my question to you would be, is the system vulnerable? Right? Is the infrastructure vulnerable? Is our cybersecurity vulnerable? Or is it like what happened at the Capitol on January 6th? Where, yeah, some walls were breached while others were open, wide open, right? While the doors on some walls were left wide open, being waved in. I want us to really think hard about this type of thing, right? We really need to, I mean, come on. There's a reason I say all these things, right? There's a reason. There's a reason all these things are happening in succession. Modelo 19, lockdowns, you know what I'm saying? That caused a supply chain disruption, right? Toilet paper going away. Chicken was going for a while. Chicken off the shelves. Truck drivers, did they just stop truck driving? Or were they made to stop truck driving? I want y'all to really think about it. Okay, so Modelo 19 hits the country. Boom. They call it a pandemic, right? They call for lockdowns. They declare a state of emergency. All this, that, and the third. And then all of a sudden, yeah, people are buying toilet paper. People are buying shit right off the shelves. Shit's flying off the shelves. But you mean to tell me that these big corporations like Walmart, Ralph's, what they call that? Kroger, Willy Nilly, whatever they call that, Piggly Wiggly, whatever they got that on, whatever the equivalent to Ralph's is on the East Coast. All these places, Target, you mean to tell me that these big ass corporations don't have warehouses where they have back stock, where they can just go local distribution centers where, you know, a local truck driver can just pick that shit up and drop it off? Or you mean to tell me, yeah, the grocery store itself might be able to only supply for 3 days in certain types of emergencies, but what type of emergency was it? It was an invisible enemy that Trump liked to call it, right? An invisible enemy. Now, did it infect the building? Did it infect truck engines and destroy them? Did it bust pipes? Did it crumble buildings? What did it do? It made people sick. Some people died. You know, if it exists as they say it does. Did it contaminate the toilet paper? Did it contaminate the chicken? Did it contaminate canned goods? Is that what Modelo 19 did? What did it do? Why is it that grocery store workers were still allowed to go to work, right? And be around hundreds of people a day while this Modelo 19 is flying around, right? But a truck driver who drives around in a truck by himself wasn't able to pick up supplies from a distribution center, take it to a grocery store? Or was it that they said, sit your ass down, you ain't taking nothing nowhere? Which one was it? And if so, why? Why would you do that? If you're gonna shut down the distribution center, why not shut down the grocery store itself? If you really want to stop the flow, if you really want to plateau the curve, if you really want to slow down the spread, wouldn't you shut down the grocery stores? The big ass grocery store chains that still allow people to go all up through. Yeah, 50 at a time here, 50 at a time there. But they're not in there making sure you're social distancing. Yeah, they have little stickers on the ground, for when you go to the cash register. But you were still allowed to go browse, pick shit up, touch shit, all kind of shit. You know, yeah, you had a mask on. Oh well, so what? How effective? I shouldn't have said mask, man. There's a lot of shit that will get you flagged, and saying the M word is one of them. Face flags. Yeah, you're wearing a face flag, but how effective are the face flags really? When we understand that 71% of those hospitalized for Modelo 19 always wore a face flag. 4% of those hospitalized with Modelo 19 never. 4% never wore a face flag. That's according to a CDC report. And if y'all want, let me know. I'll put in a link in the description. I already have it on one of my other videos. Link is in the description. Go back. One of my live streams. I put the link. Straight up CDC report. And then also read the whole report. Don't just read what I told you to read, but read the whole report. It also goes into how people in restaurants are passing it the most. Little shit like that. So why wouldn't you shut down the grocery store? Why wouldn't you shut down the farmers markets? Why wouldn't you shut down everything? If it was about slowing the spread, stopping the spread, why are you stopping the distribution chain, but leaving the grocery stores, the shit that's open to the end user? Why is that still open when the end user is the one who's going to spread the virus the most? Because these people, they stay home, right? Because they were told to. I'm gonna stay home because they told me to. Oh yes, sir. The Modelo 19 is flying around. I can't go outside, but I can go to the grocery store with 50 other people and touch shit and breathe other people's air. Oh yes, sir. Then I'll bring my ass back home. But look at this though. Those of us, well, not us, because I'm not part of that. According to New York, right? This is a study from New York. I think it was 84%, right? Not including nursing home, people in nursing homes, right? That's if you include people in nursing homes, it brings it to about 94% or something like that. But 80-something% of those hospitalized in New York with Modelo 19 always stayed home, right? They stayed home and they went to the grocery store. They stayed home, went to the grocery store, came back and forth. Grocery store in the house. Grocery store or essential shit, what they considered essential. 4% or something like that, 6% of those hospitalized with Modelo 19 never stayed home. Not never stayed home, but went out and did things as normal outside of the house. Lived their life. Went to work. Went outside. Got kissed by the sunlight. Right? The best sanitizer you can have is sunlight. Went to the park, grounded. Then what? Then they went home. But the people that didn't do that, they were hospitalized the most. Guess the percentage of homeless people in New York was hospitalized with Modelo 19, right? The most, what will be considered the most filthiest people on the planet, right? Right? They're sleeping on the street, shitting, pissing everywhere. What percentage of homeless people were hospitalized with Modelo 19? Can y'all guess? I can't look at y'all comments yet, so I'm gonna just tell you. 2% of the homeless in New York who had Modelo 19 were hospitalized. 2%. Huh? Why am I talking about this? Very relevant, right? To what I'm talking about with the supply chain. If you're not reliant on the supply chain and you're willing to get your hands dirty and go to work on your own property, in your own fields, where you growing your own food, raising your own food, you're getting your own water from your well, you know what I'm saying? You're working in the dirt, grounding, working in the dirt, connection to the earth, right? Releasing those free electrons back into the earth, releasing energy freeing up your lymphatic system so shit can flow, so that the nutrients can reach your joints and reach your heart, so that you can live a fulfilling life. Getting sunlight, vitamin D, vitamin C, farm to table diet. You wouldn't have to worry about Modelo 19, right? Because you wouldn't have to go out in the world and interact with people that might have Modelo 19. How could you? If you're on your farm and they're telling you, oh, there's a pandemic of Modelo 19, this, that, and the third. It's hitting this place, hitting that place. But you're on your land, 50 or so acres, 10 acres, 11 acres, however many acres. You're 30, 45 minutes to an hour away from the nearest town. You are good. You got firewood that has been seasoned throughout the year. Season your firewood throughout the year. You got your silos filled with grain, right? You got deep freezers full of meat, 4 or 5 of them motherfuckers, right? You got animals taken care of. You got hay for days. You got apples, oranges you grow on your own motherfucking land, right? You got acorns to feed the pigs, all this other shit. You are set to go on your own land. Do you think you would have to worry about Modelo 19? You got your freedom tools and your freedom seeds in case somebody trying to run up in your shit. You have a means to defend your property. This is why I do what I do. This is why I tell you guys what I tell you guys. Because it always goes back to self-sustainable living, independence, not having to depend on the government, right? And look, I have no problem with people on welfare, people who draw unemployment or disability. I have no problem with that. You know why? Because who pays for that? Who paid for that? Who paid for that? Who paid for all that? We did. We paid for it. You know what I'm saying? If I draw unemployment, it's guess what? It's because I put money into my own unemployment. It's called unemployment insurance. Disability, same thing. I put money into disability insurance. I get that back. If I fall on hard times or lose my job, whatever the case may be, and I run out of unemployment, I got, hold on, baby. I have, yeah, hey, baby. Mwah. Love you. No, I'm here. Okay. So, yeah. You might fall on hard times. You can't find a job. Shit, the economy's tanked. You know what I'm saying? There's not many jobs available. Well, that's what these systems are there for. I'm not saying we should rely on them. We should like just sit there and collect, and not plan to do anything for the rest of our lives. We're going to collect welfare and unemployment. No. But they extort us for this purpose. So yeah, we're going to take advantage of it when we need to. But anyway, this is why I do what I do. This is why I say the things I say. Because yes, it's just beef right now. A few weeks ago, it was just 80% of the oil on the East Coast. And what happened during the deep freeze in Texas? 55% of the electrical grid. 55% of Texas's electrical grid shut down. Y'all don't see a pattern? Y'all don't see how things are lining up? I'm just saying, y'all. Hey, baby. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Let's smarten up. Let's be smarter about how we move. You know what I'm saying? Let's be smarter about what we spend our money on. Do we really need to buy this necklace, that fancy phone, that phone case, this purse, that purse? Or can we get some emergency seeds? How about some sprouts, right? Can we get a sprout kit just in case? How about some 25-year emergency food storage? What about some MREs, for about 3 years of 3 years storage, 3 to 5 years. Canned goods, 1 to 2 years. Bottled water, depending on how you store it, it can last you a long time. Just keep it in a cool place. Things like that. Not everybody can go buy some land right now. I understand that, including myself. I'm very close, but right now it is what it is. But I do have supplies for me and my family. Anyway, much love to you guys. Like, share, subscribe. And also, I'll leave you with this. If you don't know a rancher, go to a farmer's market. Get to know some ranchers. Get to know some farmers. Build a rapport with them. Build a relationship. And you'll see how good that'll do you too. Like, share, subscribe. Hit y'all later. And yeah, look out for that, man. Look out for our infrastructure. Peace out. And let's keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.